Over the weekend, I went on an adventure to Gili Island. I decided to go on a mushroom journey, and you can do mushroom shakes on the island. And of course, I did a proper amount. If you want to talk to the divine, 1-800-7 grams. This was different. I haven't quite done it in this situation before. The beach was beautiful. The waters, it just was perfect. So I drink the shake and wait for it to kick in, and it kicks in, and I'm floating there in the water, watching as the sky and everything turns into a kaleidoscope that was done in a way that was congruent with Fibonacci sequence. And in each of those little windows of dimension were like eyes staring back at me. And I'm floating there in the water, in the ocean, so comfortable. And it's kind of like being in one of those deprivation tanks where you just float, the float tanks, except I'm having a full-on conversation with the divine while floating in the ocean out of this tropical beach. And realization after realization after realization of patterns would show up. This is what's happening in your life when you do it this way. When you choose to entertain these thoughts and these feelings, this is why you see these people in your life. This is why this circumstance happens. This is how come these string of events seem to go together every time you literally see yourself this way. And I'm like, oh, it's so obvious. And it's so obvious when you're on the plant medicine. But please, how can I move through my life, in this life, congruent with my higher self and heart center? And it was like, well, first, let's show you what it's like to feel an enormous amount of peace. So here comes a sunset. And out of the sky came these colors of purples and pinks like I've never seen before. Dimensional, of course, because I got medicine working really well. The sun turned a kind of red-orange, and then that reflected into the ocean. So there's like red-orange line reflecting into the ocean, and these pinks and purples, and these, geometric Fibonacci sequence with eyes. Like all of these things are happening. My friend and I decided that we wanted to go to the other side of the island because that's where the best sunset view would be. And I had to hop on the bike, and this bike ride ended up becoming the most epic, all-encompassing bike ride of my life. It was like I got tunnel vision, and everything that I passed in my peripheral had to do with something that was going on within myself. So, if I pass these guys and they are super masculine, like they would have gotten in a fight type of thing, I would come across that. I would come across maybe like an extreme part of religion. I would pass that. I would pass like all the women that would want me to come in for their happy massage. The guy or the gay guys that really wanted me to come and like hang out with them, or some attractive women on vacation that would like, hey, how you doing, type of looks, and I'm passing each one of these things, and I'm seeing how this feels within me, where I would go with my thoughts, where I would actually look at would also be a sort of entertainment of a distraction. And what am I distracting myself from? My own inner peace. And so the bike ride became a ride to truly understand that what I or you or any of us are looking for is just this peace. And I know you know that, but this was a deepening of it because it's, it's infinitely deep. You can go with this. And just realizing that to source within myself for this peace comes a clarity of how to move through life and how life reflects this back, and how conscious or unconscious we are about that is how it gets reflected back, how it feels inside, and then how it gets reflected back. I got to this one part, and by the way, I mean, we did get to the other side of the island where the sunset was absolutely so good, so beyond beautiful, so epic, 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 epic. It was amazing. And there's bonfires, big bonfires on the beach, and just like, perfect. And the music, every place I passed had music that was playing that had some kind of like spiritual significance to it, So I ended up doing an entire loop. I did the entire perimeter of Gili Island. At one point, I had to go to the bathroom. And I stopped at this remarkable, like really, really super beautiful resort that had a huge Buddha statue, big, and it was lit up a certain way, and it looked so beautiful. And I go to the bathroom, and I come back, and I'm like staring at the statue. I'm just like having this moment, and I'm like having reverence with the Buddha. Full transparency. When I had the most enlightening experience in my life, a true turning point in my life, back in 2017, where I smoked DMT and I met the Buddha, and the Buddha was like, "Oh, you're not even you. I am you," And it's like, oh, and it was so intense, but so much love that everywhere and every single day, in some kind of way, I'm finding a way to see my life through the Buddha's eyes. And in this moment was tremendous. And I felt an overwhelmingness of, I only want to live through your way, through the peaceful way, to know my peace as your peace, to see through your eyes, the eyes of love, to only see love in everything, everyone and everything, and every thought and every way, and every choice and every action and every non-action, that it would stem from this peace, this love. And so I'm having this kind of like divine conversation back with the Buddha and me, and I hop back on the bike, and it was like, that's it. That's my devotion. I will, in every way possible, consciously choose to move through this life, what's left of this life experience, to do so in a way from the place of peace, my heart center, the eyes of love. And if you could kind of make it specific, just to imagine to move through life through the eyes of the Buddha, through the eyes of that kind of pure love. And if I ever become unconscious of something, but that the moment I become conscious of it, that I veered off, that I'd return back. And whatever the cost would be for me to do that, I will walk that path. It would be a really beautiful way to experience life.